Good morning, hello. Well, it's good morning for me right now. I'm Keisha, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today's video is going to be a segment called The Heart Behind the Art. In this segment, you're going to get to know the artists a little bit better, and for this video, we're going to have a look at the band Wrust. I got the chance to speak to the vocalist and guitarist of the band. Vulvodynia had a tour last year in 2020. On their African tour, they stopped off in Pretoria, and Wrust was one of the bands that opened for them. Wrust is a band from Botswana, our neighboring country, and yeah, they've been around since 2000, so they've been around for such a long time, and they've definitely made their mark in the metal scene here in Africa. So it was an honor and a privilege to get to speak to the guys from this band. I hope that you enjoy this and yeah, get a little taste of African metal.
Hi, my name is Stux Daemon from a band called Wrust, based in Botswana. Okay, basically the band started back in 2000. We've played gigs all over South Africa. We played gigs in Botswana, Namibia. At some point we did have a gig in Italy. And right now we are here in South Africa, you know, in preparation for an album that's gonna come up sometime this year. Okay, basically our music covers a wide spectrum of music, basically the social ills, you know, the stuff that we experience here in Africa, just basically everything that you experience. I mean, if I take a song, like, which song should I take? Hate Them All. Hate Them All is a political song. We hate how, you know, how governments tend to treat us normal people and use us as pawns and stuff like that. And basically we're saying that we just hate them all, you know. And then you take songs like Why Me? You question yourself, what the fuck, you know, what's happening here? Why me? You know, when you're down, you bit down, you're right there at the bottom, you're just asking yourself, what the hell? Why is there all this bad shit happening to me? You look into songs like Kill or Be Killed. It talks about, you know, life is tough. It's, you know, dog eat dog. Go out there, be strong and kill, you know, otherwise you're gonna get killed. You know, at some point in Africa, you know, some parts of Africa it's like that, you know. Fortunately, where we come from in Botswana, we don't experience things like that. But, you know, you see these things on TVs where you know that there are places that you cannot go to. I mean, it's a fucking one big continent. You should be able to go anywhere you want, you know. You should be able to go anywhere in the world and say, yeah, you know, I'm a human being. Why can't I just go there? And now you look into, you know, places like, fuck, what's happening in Central Africa, for example. You know that, okay, when I go there, I might not come back. So we look into stuff like that, yeah? The new album is an angry song, really. It also talks about a little bit about the stuff that we experience, voodoo in Africa. It's you know, when you talk about this thing, people are like, oh no, that shit doesn't exist. Well, at some point, you gotta ask yourself, okay, I think this shit really does exist. The album is gonna be called Marked for Death, and at some point, I believe that personally I was marked for death, and yeah. Botswana is, in terms of population, it's quite small. But in terms of size, geographically, it's quite big. It's the size of France, but only about 2 million people living in that. So you can imagine if you are a metal band, first of all, it's not popular music, it's not mainstream. It's got its own challenges, it's got a lot of challenges. But where we are as a band, you know, you're determined to do this thing because this is something that we really love. You know, we just soldier on. We try by all means. You have to, how do I even put it? You know, if you want a guitar, for example, a good guitar, you have to go to South Africa and get it. And to travel to get like a proper, maybe say a Jackson guitar, a proper Ibanez guitar, you have to travel some kilometers or miles, whatever, quite a bit of distance, and it's a different country. You go through the borders, the taxes and all that. It's quite what's the word can I use? It's quite heavy, you know. It's challenging, yeah. And as a small band that is starting out, it's even worse, especially when you don't have the finances to do that, the funds to run the band. But if you look at it, metal is not a popular music anywhere in the world. People have this perception that metal is maybe bigger in other places, but when you look at it in percentage-wise, it's not popular music, it's not mainstream. Yes, there are some areas maybe in Europe or maybe in the United States, particularly in Europe, where metal is quite mainstream, but it's not like your Beyonce or who else, you know, Adele, Justin Bieber. It's not, you know. So it's got its own challenges, and you know, if you look at the instruments themselves, they're quite pricey, they're expensive, and you can imagine when you have to order stuff from the States. I mean, my guitar is from the States. I had to order it from the States. Some of the stuff we have to order from overseas. The tax laws, the shipping costs, and all that. You know, border control stuff. You know, it's quite challenging. But at the end of the day, if there's something that you want to do, you can always do it. Okay, one thing that I can be proud of is that Botswana's got the most unique metal fan base ever because of the culture. You know, the culture is such that it's metal and then mixed with some sort of cowboy style in there. It's quite different and nice when you look at it. You know, the scene in terms of numbers is not really big. You know, but once in a while, because we play shows maybe on a monthly basis in Botswana, you get maybe between 100 people and 200 people, and that's pretty much. Whether it's a big festival or a small festival, you basically get the same people, about 200 people or so a gig, 300 people if you're lucky. You don't have corporate gigs, you know, so yeah, that's. But we live with what you've got. This is something that we also write about in our music. You know, you gotta be yourself. Don't let society dictate who you are. You know, you gotta. If you feel something, you're the only one who feels it. So you gotta do it. So you know, when you're playing the metal music like I'm doing now, and it's something that not everybody is into. It's not about them most of the time. It's about me, what I feel, and if for example there's somebody who feels the same way I feel, then it's amazing. It's a good feeling because you have something in common, and therefore you sort of like you build it up and enjoy it, you know. And for me, it's weird, of course, to other people, but for some, you know, for the community that you are within, it's not so weird. You see, I don't think I really need any motivation because this is something that I love doing. Whether there's one person in the crowd or whether there's thousands of people, I'll still play there with the same energy. You know, it's that energy. It's just when you hold that guitar and you start riffing, that it just comes out. Yeah. That's the motivation that I need. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to get this far. African metal is definitely something very close to my heart, so this video means a lot to me, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to find out more about Wrust or what they're doing at the moment, go and have a look at the links below. You can find their social media there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy my content.